In the streets of a small town, somewhere in a randomly generated map of a virtual world, we can become a quick-witted detective who solves crimes by doing more crimes. Shadows of Doubt is an immersive detective simulator where you take the role of a detective with no backstory whatsoever. Currently, the main game mode is a sandbox where you're put into a procedurally generated city, and being a sandbox game, you can have some kind of story to your own character with the power of your
imagination.
You can take on different types of weird jobs, such as stalking someone, taking a picture of a target, vandalizing someone's home, and my favorite, public humiliation. With all of these different types of jobs, you will most likely be required to figure out who the target is by the little information given to you by the employer of that job. It'll range from what the target looks like, where they live, some sprinkle of info about them such as their hobbies and whatnot. But the main part of the game is a randomly occurring murder case that will pop out during your excursion of the city. Sometimes the event will even occur just outside of the building you're currently in. Today's story is about a detective, a disgruntled employee, and the guilt that they both hold inside their hearts. Just a disclaimer for anyone watching, I am not very smart and I'm new to this game, so please be patient with me. We start off by generating our city. We can name it ourselves or just randomize it. Pick and choose the difficulty of the game and pick the size of your city. I chose the randomized name Tottori because it was cute and it was not really fitting for the vibe of the game. And of course, we have to name our detective. In this case, we'll name ourselves Billy Butcher. And if you've watched The Boys, you'll know why. We start off at the side of the road. We were piss poor, and we needed the money fast. It's a good thing there are a lot of job listings. But we wouldn't just take any job. We needed our hands dirty. So I know what I wanted to take. I know what job I wanted to be offered. I immediately head to a nearby diner. It was called The Wolf. This is what I love about this game, the dark atmosphere, along with the neon lights on the signs. But with no luck, there was no job fitting for us there. So I start heading off to the next diner, eager to look through what the city and its people has to offer to us. And there it was, our golden opportunity, public humiliation. I accepted the job, and as it said in the instruction that was given to me, I asked the staff for Uchida. The staff didn't seem to want to be an accomplice in this act. But no.
I know your face. I know where you work. If I go down, I'm taking you down with me.
They gave me a picture, and it was labeled as some place in the city. So I deduced that I had to go there. And so I did, ASAP as possible. Once I reached the location, I began to search the area. I realized that not only was I poor, but I was also fucking blind. I moved boxes, but I couldn't see anything. Were they playing a trick on me? No, really. It actually took me 5 minutes that even an NPC had already pointed to me that there was something strange there. Like, what the fuck is wrong with my eyesight, man? After so long in the blistering cold, I finally found our briefcase, and inside it contained information of our target. They have short brown hair and facial hair. They were a bookworm who lived at the 6th floor of Petit Towers. I headed to the said address and went on to check the residents of that floor of the building, try to see if someone would match the description of our target. Knocked on 602. It was a woman with a black hair. I wanted to check if she had a partner or not, but it won't be easy to break in as long as she was there. So I moved on to another apartment, 604. No one was home, so I did the most logical thing any law-abiding citizen would ever do. I broke the door down because I had no lockpicks at the moment. I had a gut feeling that this is where our target lives. Why? Because the moment I entered the living room, they had lots of books, which matches one of the information that was given to us. I logged into their PC using the password that was just lying around the apartment, and upon inspecting the profile of our resident there, we confirmed that he is more than likely our target. I'd say that this was a productive visit to our target's home. I even found myself a weapon. I went out and proceeded to look for Mr. Han. While I was roaming around, I was suddenly alerted to a murder. I don't know how I know this, but it seems that I have some kind of spider sense and my balls were tingling for a brief moment. I went to the city hall and got the resolution forms, but I had a bad feeling that this slight delay will hinder our progress. So I kinda got lost in this part, and the murder scene was not on the ground floor. I was just looking for the map on the ground floor. I'm gonna skip a little bit of this part because I did not realize that you could look at different floors of the map. So yeah, I got lost for 10 minutes or so. I then went on to the building where the murder occurred. I asked the people around if they've seen anything suspicious. The people here are a bunch of assholes, but there were some who were willing to help. It seems that they did see someone acting strange, someone with the short brown hair, and they were even kind enough to tell us where the said person was, along with what time. But after giving me that much information, she hits me with this. Nonetheless, I decided to write that down because I have the memory of a goldfish. I finally reached the floor where the murder happened, but unfortunately, the enforcers got there first. I tried different tactics to get the enforcer out of the way, such as turning the lights off and placing a box in the middle of the hall, but the enforcer was a crafty son of a gun, and I couldn't get past them. With a turn of events, the enforcer faced away from the door where the crime scene was located. I quickly grabbed this chance to slip past them and hid in the bathroom. I thought to myself, what if they've already solved the case? This would only further sully my already tarnished reputation. But no, I'm not doing this for my own sake. This is to bring justice back to this city. So I went ahead and committed more crimes to solve the case. I needed the cameras off so I could work freely in the scene. The security's power switch was right there, ready for the picking. It's a good thing that I watched the lock-picking lawyer.
We got this open.
I picked the lock, turned off the security cameras, went in the office, and was confused at first. Where's the body? Was I given false information? Were they all conspiring against me? Oh wait, it's right there. Goddamn chair. I searched the body to look for clues. It seems that he was shot by a rifle. And look what we got here. This man is packing heat. He also got a rifle on him. It seems that the security in this building was two legs. Also, why the hell was this guy carrying a gun on him? Did he know that he was gonna be targeted today? Or does he always carry it with him? Questions. After searching the crime scene, I gathered my thoughts. I needed to check the place that was given to me a while ago. I went to Tanaka Street hoping there was a camera there, and with a stroke of luck, there was. Thankful for the lock-picking lawyer again, we managed to open the lock and check the footage of the security cameras. There it is. We have 3 people that match the description that was given to us. Now that we've seen the faces of our potential suspects, I could have just waited for a day to see if any one of them would come to the same office the victim died in, since it seems that only employees were allowed in that room. But no, justice needs to be swift. I headed back to the crime scene to check whether there was any fingerprints left by the suspect, since I forgot it was a mechanic in this game. I told you guys I have the memory of a goldfish. And look what we have here. A note left by our murderer, plastered with their fingerprint. I checked each desk to see if the suspect was a colleague of the victim. And there we have it. They really did work here. I can smell the case closing. I wanted to ruin their desk so bad. Too bad I don't have any food with me today. Now that we've confirmed that the suspect is the victim's colleague, we just needed to know which one of the 3 from the footage that we have is the killer. I went ahead and looked for the files of the employees in this office, and with another stroke of luck, it was in a room not secured with any password. One employee record had the same guy that was in the footage, but it didn't match the fingerprint. Yeah, and bingo! Victoria King. The same one who was in the footage with the same fingerprints that was on the note left in the victim's body. I needed to strike fast, and my hands were itching to use the dumbbell. I headed over a phone booth and checked the readily available list of citizens along with their addresses. No wonder this town is full of crimes. I found out Victoria's address and headed over there immediately. I knocked on her door. I at least wanted to be polite before smacking her, and because
I am the one who knocks.
Someone unlocked the door, but no one was opening it, and I was never a patient man, so I welcomed myself in. It seems that she was still washing the blood off her hands, so I quickly pulled out my trusty dumbbell and smacked away. I searched her unconscious body to see if the weapon was still with her, but it was not. I then cuffed her hands to ask questions. Of course, she knows who our victim is. When I told her that I was arresting her, it surprised me when she said this. What did she mean by doing it again? Was she planning to? Either way, we gave justice to our victim, and it's one less killer roaming around the streets, and one less person that would get smacked by my dumbbell. I then head off to the city hall to make my report, but I had done one mistake that can only be made by someone who can't pronounce the word security. I forgot to look for Victoria's gun, and instead I ended up registering the victim's gun. Regardless, justice was served and we solved our first case in this channel. Now we head back to our full-time job, throwing food at people's faces. I went back to our target's apartment, politely knocked, and it seems that someone was home today. It was taking too long, And as I said before, I am not a patient man. I tackled the door open, but the neighbors saw me. I needed to do this quick. There was no one on site when we politely let ourselves in. He wasn't in the bedroom nor in the living room. But then someone came out of the bathroom. There he is, our book-loving nerd. I quickly took out the burger we bought and threw it at him. Yeah, I think the game is bugged. It passed right through him. It's definitely not skill issue. I needed to recover the burger fast, but I was panicking and didn't see it just right in front of me. But it was a good thing that the AI broke and he didn't mind me breaking into his home and just went on to answer the door. I went to check on his fridge to see if there was any food there. And like the stroke that I had saying security, I'm also having a lot of strokes of luck today and a lot of stroking happening. I grabbed his meat
Stop it.
and threw it right at his face. I was prompted that the job was done and was told to call a number. So I went into a phone booth, then I received my payment. I'd say today was a good day. We brought justice to a possibly innocent salaryman and thrown food at a nerd. Now that I got some cash on me, I went ahead and rent out a hotel room. I drank the night away. Was it for celebration, or was it because of guilt? Guilt that I had to use violence again, against someone. They did confess for their crime, but was violence the only way I could have arrested them? These thoughts kept running in my head as I passed out in the bar. So yeah, it was a fun detective sandbox game where you can just mess around within the city if there is no murder case ongoing. And like in most sandbox games, you can pretty much do whatever you want anytime. Hell, there's even an achievement in the game where you need to knock out every citizen at least once. I don't really like to think hard when it comes to playing games, but I'm really enjoying this game so far. Well, to be fair, most of the work you would need to do is collect as much information from people or even your surroundings until you can piece it all together and solve the case. This really isn't a complaint, but something I would like to see the game have is like a proper story mode, because I don't know if the Dead of Night is the proper story mode, because I've only played like the first bit of it. So yeah. Also, the game stutters a lot for me, and the objects like take some time to load in. I've already had some of the settings off, like the bloom, dithering and shit. And I've also turned down the resolution, even turned it into window mode. So yeah, if you guys have any solution to that, please feel free to let me know in the comments. And this was Obora. Thank you for watching the video and have a good day. Alright, bye.